Hi folks, right, I'm still working on this Fabriano £130 studio paper. I'm down to about my last 4 or 5 sheets. I'll try to order some from their website today, but it's hopeless trying to find what you want. As Granthams aren't discount, so I'll have to go on eBay later and buy some more. I'm not going to buy 2 packs of 50 that I usually do, because I've got lots of Saunders Waterford and the £200 that my friend Dennis Eve sent to me, because he gave up on the watercolours. Just a little bit of a tutorial for this one. When we do our flooded ground or our streams, we tend to, I'll do this very lightly, just sort of do this sort of thing. But observation will tell us that the stream will cut 2 banks. So it would be more like that. But not always so easy with the Hake brush, but I'm going to have a go. See if I can do it. I've always done that. It looks attractive with some grass, but it looks better as a flooded meadow rather than a stream with the banks. Just wouldn't be like that unless it was flooding. But anyway, we'll have a go. It's a suggestion. So, oh, excuse me, I've got my Bovril, my cup of Bovril. Just wet the paper all over. This paper is quite slick, the studio paper, but it does lift out very well. The water tends to stay on the surface longer. It's not soaking in. Well, not for half a minute or so, but it gives you time to do a sky. But I'll do a stream. I'll see what happens. Let's just get a bit of a warm colour. Let's have a bit of burnt sienna in there as well. Now I'm doing the water with the same colour as the sky, because it's going to be reflecting. We'll put in some blue. Okay, now let's put a bit of cadmium red, light red, not cadmium red, light red. Let's get a bit of a cloud colour. Okay, let's just pull off the bottom of that. The paint is still floating. Just put it tight and reclip. It's quite a good paper when you get used to it. It's much cheaper than the artist quality, but I've found that over the years that I use the demo, a lot of the demos, for oil paintings, because it's a very good surface for oil, and it means, for me anyway, that I'm getting full use out of the paper. So the ones that are really reasonable I keep, or I put on Etsy, but generally they are demonstrations. But I haven't painted anything over the last 8 years that hasn't been for YouTube. Even if I've done the odd commission, which I don't really like doing, I would do a demonstration, do it as a demonstration. Okay, well that's quite a nice sky. It's sort of moving down now. I want to. Well, I should really dry that a bit, but I'll paint wet in wet. Let's get a background for our trees and our meadow stuff. Not meadow, but whatever. So we'll have a nice green. That's not going to register. Oh, this acre's had it. Going to put a bit of thick green, thick yellow in there. Otherwise, it'll just go to nothing. Bit of raw sienna. Okay, let's get a bit of darker stuff in here. Okay, that's a start. I'm going to see if I can mix my greens in this one with just cadmium yellow pale and ultramarine. Now, because I've got lots of ultramarine and well, one lot of each on the brush, I'm getting a two-tone mix colour, which is quite nice. It's got a bit more blue to make that darker green. Going to put a bit of burnt sienna with the ultramarine. Bit of water on the brush. Only a little bit. It's all about control of the water. Oh, let's just build this up slowly. I really do love using Hakes, all thanks to Ron Ransom. If anybody's interested in coming on our Ron Ransom Disciple channel on Facebook, you're very welcome. It's grown beyond all expectations. Started by Matthew Clemens in America. He supported me for a long time on Patreon. Alright, let's get a bit of blue in the background, bluey yellow, bluey green. Okay, that'll do. Try and get a reasonable shape that's got it uphill a little bit. Okay, now we're just going to do texture now. Give it some nice warm colours. Well, a dark. Let's just get some change colours. Don't have everything the same, otherwise it'll just get monotonous. Now I'm doing this so that I can counter change. Let's just scrape out a bit of that. Where's my scraper gone? Come on, who's nicked it? Ah, there it is. Okay, that's well, that's destroyed a bit there, but it doesn't matter. We can drag the paint up in. See what happens, look, when it's wet, not soaking wet. Got to do it while the paint hasn't dried in. But it does, when you get it right, it does lift off beautifully. Right, let's get some of that darker colour, the burnt sienna and ultramarine. Just putting the shadow in. Now, just keeping away from that Payne's grey, very tempting. Right, let's get this in. Yellows, siennas. Too wet. A little bit of light red in there. Bramble. I noticed on our bike ride this week on the river Wandle, they've done a lot of clearing on a bit of the river and stripped out all the bramble, all the nettles and stuff, and levelled it, well, sort of levelled it. It was lovely to see. It's been a bit neglected, I think, because of the impact of the COVID. Right, let's get a nice dark in there now. I'm going to scrape, I'm not going to scrape, I'm going to lift out some stuff. Life after Payne's grey. I love Payne's grey, but it's very easy to get carried away with it, and it turns everything muddy in the end if you're not careful. So just some rough stuff here. Oh, do a bit of dry brushing there. Let's just lift out some of that stuff. So this is a lie, because now all this bank here, with trees in the background of course, the river Wandle sort of meanders under a bridge, and it all goes down. But they've levelled all this bramble and stuff, and it's lovely. Okay, it's just a load of reeds sticking up, all sorts of having fun. Now we need to just add a little bit more texture in some of this. So that's a lovely dark. You can do this with the light red and the ultramarine. But ultramarine mixed with burnt sienna is as good as paint, better than Payne's grey really. Right, now we're going to put a bit of heavier green over it. I don't know, I'm quite liking that. You see why you paint the sky in the water? Like the problem is it seems to vanish. It dries 50% lighter. So we'll might put a bit of dry brush across that when I dry it. Right, have a bit of light red, a bit of orange. Got a bit of that nice. Well, Dennis, thanks for your listening, watching. Now, I've just used your cadmium yellow pale, which is not common. Okay, I'll give that a dry now before I go back into this. Dry, let me dry. I've left quite a bit of sparkle in this, probably a bit too much. Get a rigger. And with that dark colour, just what a good dark. Oh, it's a real tangle. You've got supermarket trolleys dumped in the river as well. It's very much abused, but it's a suburban river. It's not out in the country. It looks like it. It's just beautiful. It's such a lovely thing to have on almost on our doorstep. The River Wandle. If you go and Google it, you'll find that it's got a history of about 90 mills in the 19th century working on it. Polluted by the 1960s, the river was ecologically dead. But now, thanks to a huge amount of work by volunteers, the Department of the Environment and the Wandle Trust, they've got together and they've really improved this river. It's now was teeming with fish, although the fish do get poached, literally. There were quite a few carp in it, eels, all sorts of lovely things, but they get stolen. Our particular borough has banned fishing on its stretch of the River Wandle because of this. It's probably because of the poaching, but they never seem to get caught. Okay, right now we're just a little bit of a blue, yellow and blue. A nice, good strong. Oops. Just a nice bit of texture on here. See, I'm using thick paint. It's tube consistency there. Okay, right, that'll do. I'll dry that off. So take your headphones off, folks, and I'll put some trunks and things in the background there. But before I do, we'll get me medium hake. Yeah, going back to the Romance and Disciples Facebook page, I know Facebook is coming in for quite a lot of flack, justifiably at the moment, but it's very, very useful platform for sharing our work. I've been on it since the beginning. It's probably about 4 years, 3 or 4 years old now. And there's some really good painters. The only problem is that some people don't use the hake. It's for hake painting, and the basic Romance and palette, which I'm using, which I have been using for 35 years. So it's like British Impressionists, which is another good platform which I'm on. But folk, they're not really Impressionists. Some of them, most of them are, but there are people that do fantastic work, but it's not Impressionist. Oh, just that impression of something going on in here. Let's bring that one in down there. A bird or two in. You don't have to be a good painter to go on to join the channel. It's for people of all abilities. But it's a great community. Right, how are we doing? Okay, let's put a bit of light red, bit of ultramarine. Oops. Oh, just right, that'll do. I'll put it in a mount. Alright, okay. Take the clips off. Ooh, take the brush out of the water. Clean up. That's all I'm doing today. Got lots of other things that are being neglected. Right, put that on there. Well, there we are. It's a, call it Wandle Bank. Wandle Bank. Well, I try to thicken up these banks here to give an impression. I try to give an impression of a meander that over many years has shaped the banks. Not a very good image, but it's a bit impressionist. Hope you like that one, folks. Thanks for looking in. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.